You hear that music, and you know you're going to have a very nice time watching television. That is exactly it. Tomorrow night on Minnesota Bound, a very special episode. Very few television shows, local or national, make it 20 years. Tomorrow night, Minnesota Bound celebrates, get this, 30 years, 3 decades on KARE 11. And the man who started it all is right here. Hi, Ron. How are you?
I don't know
morning.
I don't know how it happened, Belle. I don't know how it happened.
You know what? I started here 32 years ago, or 31 years ago, and you came into my office with Joe Harowitz, who of course was your right-hand man, your shooter. And
right.
I remember coming in, and I was 27 years old, and you said, "Hey, do you know how to fish?" And I was like, "I think I do. I grew up on the St. Croix." And it was so fabulous that you asked me to be just a small part of what you created. So talk about the beginning and how you were able to go from a segment on KARE 11, a story, to a 30-minute show. That's a huge leap.
Well, it is, and it's kind of a long story, but the short segments I was doing were very popular, so they said, let's have a half-hour show. And then they looked at the price, and I can't do that. So I went upstairs and talked to Hank Price. Remember him?
Yes, our president.
Yes. And he said, "Well, don't take it personal, Ron, blah, blah, blah." He said, "I just think it's going to be too expensive." So he said, I said, "Well, I could produce the show." He said, "You could?" I go, I lied. Said, "Yes."
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. And he said, "Well, here's what we'll do. We'll sell it. I have a floor full of salespeople. We'll sell it, you produce it, and you'll own it, and we'll buy it from you."
Perfect.
That was perfect. And then I hired you because I had some money. And what were you, 14 or something?
Yeah, something like that. Well, I always, and I laugh, and I promise I was the token female that did all the sports that you didn't want to do because you wanted to go hunting and fishing. And so I had a lot of fun in my 10 years, and I got to go all over the place. So here it is. We've got a little video to show you about this. The amount of stories we did in the beginning, I mean, it's just so fun to see it. Of course, you always walked into your home,
right.
And they said, "Well, you know what, let's have your dog." And then you couldn't see the dog because it was so black. So that was the red ribbon. And then I got a chance to go not just to Minnesota, but to Canada, to Colorado, to Utah, and oh my goodness, and also to Hawaii, which was my favorite story.
Yes.
And then to do a little cooking.
Yes, with Chef John.
Oh my goodness. And a lot of hiking and climbing. And Joe Harowitz, of course, became such a dear friend. He still is a dear friend, and he really shot so many of my stories, so it's so fun. Now let's talk about, it was a lot. Your stories, and then now, of course, that you've been able to hand this down to your beautiful daughter, Laura, and of course, Bill Shirk, who's been with the show for 30 years, or 20 years.
20 years.
20
He's
years,
been there, yeah. And Laura's been there a long time. Laura laughs because I had her do some cooking and a few things. And of course, being a daughter, I didn't have to pay her like I had to pay you. She still laughs about that, but I finally ended up giving my daughter some money for the show. But anyway, I tell you what, now that Bill and Laura are co-hosting the show, we made that decision when the last Raven, there were 3 Ravens, a lot of people ask me that.
Of course there was, 30 years.
Yeah. Last Raven was getting old, and I'm getting old, and so we decided that Raven and I would walk away when we both could still walk away and have a younger generation take over. Of course, as a dad for Laura, it's gratifying to see my daughter not fall far from the tree, and so now we go on.
And she has picked it up with such earnest, and she does so many wonderful things and has created so much of, profile of a woman outdoors with the clothes and the guns and everything that goes along with that. I love watching her, and I ran into her the other day. I'm so proud of her. She's just amazing. And of course, Bill is such a good storyteller as well. So there is the turnover to them.
Yes. Very sad day for me.
And you still have, of course, your cabin at the fair.
Yes.
And the big show's on tomorrow night, the 30th anniversary. And Rena Sargentopoulos did a beautiful piece with you this week that we aired.
She did.
And we have that along with all the other extended videos on KARE 11 Plus, which is fun. So if you want to see more of Minnesota Bound, why wouldn't you? You can go ahead to KARE 11 Plus. And right now, though, you are at Game Fair with Laura, right?
Yes, I get to sit by Laura, and we both do announcing there at Game Fair. 44 years at Game Fair for me. Can you believe that?
Wow.
And it's a great time. I'll be heading back up there when we're done here, as long as you move the rain away. away.
I'm moving it away. And so for people who have never gone to that, it's in Anoka, right?
It's Armstrong Boulevard off of Highway 10 past Anoka. It's a huge event. Thousands of people bring their dogs. There's doggy games. There's a trick shooter there who does magic with a shotgun. I introduced him. He's great. It's just made for families. No alcohol served there.
Okay.
And lots of things to see, try and buy.
I love it.
Seminars, how to train your dog, how to do this, how to do that.
And it's this weekend, right before the state fair. So you're going to be busy, and it's right down the road from where your house is. So
Is that?
It
Right.
is. Ron, I love you, and I'm glad you're here, and congratulations on the 30 years.
Thank you. My feelings mutual.
Yes. Again, we want to let everyone know the 30th anniversary airs tomorrow night, right after the news here on KARE 11.